So someone asked me the other day what the
Mhm.
secret to building client loyalty in luxury was.
Mm.
And I thought, well, there's a unicorn question if ever there's one. Luxury loyalty is one of those things that everyone insists they've got, isn't it? But the evidence is
Yeah.
suspiciously thin.
Yeah.
You're more likely to find genuine devotion in a Greggs sausage roll queue than in most loyalty schemes, really.
Right. Okay.
When I worked in hotels, we used to bang on about guest loyalty as
Mhm.
though guests were sworn to us for life, and in reality, they just didn't want to learn where the bloody light switches were in some other hotel.
Of
Most of
course.
them came back for the same reason people stay in bad marriages. They can't face the admin of leaving.
It's a good reason not to get married, but yes. Yeah. By the way, you and Greg's is like becoming this. Yeah, I don't know quite what. One day they're going to name a whole pastry after you just out of sheer pity, I think.
Well, I mean, I would consider that a knighthood, but there you go.
Well, yeah. I mean, knighthood, Greg's, sausage roll. Yeah, okay, I suppose. But yeah, you're right. Actually, though, it's you're grimly accurate, aren't you? The familiarity is powerful, isn't it? You mistake the comfort of knowing what you're getting for like genuine affection, don't you?
Exactly.
Mm.
Familiarity is a lovely drug. You
Hmm.
think it's love, but it's just predictability. There's a bias called cognitive inertia, that humans
Hmm.
cling to what they know, even when they might find something better, because better might mean effort. I have a
Mm.
client who used the same private jet operator for a decade and still does. And when I asked him why,
Hmm.
he said, because he has their number saved in his phone.
Oh my
And that was
God.
it. 10 years of, well, loyalty was courtesy of a phone contact.
Oh my God. You do realize that's literally every brand manager's nightmare, right? They've years and years have spent crafting these emotional storytelling things, and it all comes down to just someone being too busy just to Google alternatives, right?
Yes, and they'll still insist that it's, because of their exceptional service ethos and, you know, because everyone in luxury is desperate to believe in the romance of loyalty. It flatters the ego, doesn't it? Our clients come back because they love us. No, they come
Mm.
back because they don't want to explain themselves again.
Right, exactly. It's the illusion of intimacy, isn't it? The relationship feels close because it's repetitive, nothing else.
Yeah, this is true. I knew a
Right.
jewelry salesperson who swore that one of her clients was just like family. I hear this all the time. And, but the problem was the woman, the client, bought her
Mm.
next piece from someone else because the moment a rarer stone appears, then they're off.
Right, because it's family until the better stone comes along, of course.
Right.
Right?
So much for family. I bet
Right.
she didn't even send a Christmas card.
No way. She probably sent it to the other salesperson instead.
Right. Quite right. Loyalty is always cheaper than honesty, though.
Mm.
We
Hmm.
like to think people stick around out of affection, but real loyalty only exists when it costs you something.
Right, because the client who waits 3 months for their Savile Row tailor rather than going elsewhere, that's loyalty,
Yeah,
isn't
let's not
it?
mention tailors at the moment. I'm very pissed off with mine. But yes, I mean, it's the member of staff, for example, who stays despite being offered more money because they
Right.
actually give a damn. There's a reason that effort justification works. The more
Mhm.
you invest, the more you believe in it, don't you?
Oh, of course you do, because Hermes built an entire business model on that, didn't they? They make
Right.
you wait and wait and wait, and by the time your name kind of crawls up that list and ekes up there, you've convinced yourself it's a spiritual experience, that you're one of the chosen ones, right? It's
Yeah, exactly
crazy.
that. So that's not really loyalty, it's psychological
Right.
investment. But it looks the same on paper.
Right, and that's why it's so fragile, because the moment something goes wrong, that loyalty, it evaporates, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And brands
Right.
start mistaking habit for affection, and then they stop trying, again, like marriages again, really, isn't it? She's still here, therefore everything must be fine. Then one day she runs off with the Amazon delivery man because he remembered her birthday.
I mean, we're not selling marriage, are we? And you do realize that that's a metaphor for kind of clients and rival brands, right?
Yeah, of course I do.
Right.
People move on the second someone makes them feel more interesting.
Yeah.
Loyalty is not earned once. It's rented and then it's renewed.
Right. And then the industry's response, of course, is to kind of invent a loyalty program because, points can replace emotion or something.
Yeah, I know. The exclusive client club. I get invited to these all the time, a private shopping event somewhere on a Thursday evening. And it's 100 people with a DJ. And if that's the private one, God only knows what the public one is like.
Oh my God. And it's all about the illusion of belonging, isn't it? It's the old, who was it that said, if they want me, I don't want to belong? Was it Karl Marx? Was it Marx?
Groucho Marx.
Yeah, Groucho Marx. Karl Marx, sorry. People want to feel seen, don't they? Even if it's manufactured.
Yeah,
right?
and that's the key really there, isn't it? Isn't it? True loyalty isn't about reward schemes. It's about recognition, that feeling of being known. When a client thinks they'd notice if I stopped coming.
Right, that's exactly it. The maitre d' who remembers that you like the corner table, or the assistant who says, you bought the navy one last time. Shall I show you the grey this time? And those little small things, they're tiny, tiny things, but they really are communicating that you matter, that you're important.
Oh yeah, right? Absolutely. And that's the one thing I think that you just can't fake,
Right.
You can automate emails. You can design fancy packaging, but you can't automate genuine attention.
No, not in the slightest. And that's what people mean, right? When they talk about a brand with a soul, it's not spiritual, it's just human. Someone has actually noticed you, right?
Yeah, because, luxury is only luxurious when someone's actually paying attention.
Right, and all the grand gestures that matter most, actually, they cost nothing. In fact, they're not even grand. They're just gestures, right? But they do take time and they do take thought. They're human, which is also why they're so often skipped, isn't it?
And that's the irony of it, isn't it? The irony is that most luxury the most valuable luxury is free,
Right.
You can't scale it. And it drives the MBAs nuts.
Yeah, of course it does. Because how on earth do they think they can automate charm, Paul?
They'll try. But I mean, clients can tell the difference between warmth and a workflow.
Right. So then we're back right to where we started, because loyalty is a myth unless you're willing to earn it again and again, isn't it?
Yeah, you never really own it. You just get to borrow it until someone else makes your clients feel more interesting than you do.
Right, and that's horribly true, isn't it?
Bleak is my brand, Helen.
Yeah, well, and apparently the secret to loyalty.
Exactly. Nothing keeps people coming back more than a little bit of despair, really, does it?
Truth.